एक minute. And put everything else back into your book bag. I want a sheet and I want another notebook where you're going to write down certain things, okay, which you cannot. Lot of talk. Dennis, I heard a lot of noise from the class. I request you to be a little more quieter. I know you're excited. Alejandro, I'm requesting camera control. No, I want your camera control, bache. Let focus the camera in the right manner so that I can see all the students. Maximum students I can see. I'm unable to see camera control, Alejandro. Alejandro, can you please give me a camera control? Okay, so basically now we are going to do this form, and you know what are the things which we use in our poem. Okay, so here we have the name of the poem is Your World, and it's written by Georgia Douglas Johnson. Okay, Georgia Douglas Johnson. And every time I request one of you to come forward and read the whole poem, I want you to read the name, the title, and the name of the poetess. Now, I'll give you a small background of this poetess. That's always very important because we should know. Basically, you know what poetry is, okay? It's like expressing your emotions. So, why so our emotions are, how are they like, what influences our emotions? So, it's right the time period, what is going on in the society. Okay, sometimes those are the things, your personal experiences, your likes and dislikes. Supposing you are a lover of nature, so when you see nature and some you feel overwhelming emotions, and that can come into your poem. Okay, sometimes your circumstances, you are dealing with some kind of problem in life, or you're dealing with some happy event in you have some happiness in your life, they can turn into poetry. Now here she was a Black American woman. Okay, a Black American. She didn't look like a Black person because her skin was not as dark, but she was a Black American woman. Of what I feel that she was a descendant of the slaves. Okay, so here, so but basically, what life she was leading, accordingly, she has written this poem, and we can see her emotions so beautifully done in this poem. Okay, it's a very short, beautiful poem. Let us read together and see what we understand or what are the takeaways from this poem. Because these poems can become they can lead to your great life experiences. They are like great eye openers for all of us. So here, let's go. Who will come and read this? I'll read it once, and then I want at least 3 to 4 children to come and read this, okay? So, your world is as big as you make it. I know, for I used to abide in the narrowest nest in a corner, my rings pressing close to my side. But I sighted the distant horizon where the skyline encircled the sea, and I throbbed with a burning desire to travel this immensity. I battered the cordons around me and cradled my wings on the breeze, then soared to the uttermost reaches with rapture, with power, with ease. Okay, so this is the way. You don't rush through a poem. You pause, you wait, you understand, you feel. Poetry is something you feel. Okay, if you will feel it, you will understand it better. Okay, it's not something to be just skimmed through. So feel it. So who will come and read this poem? I want some volunteers to come out and read the poem. Anyone who wants to volunteer? Anyone from Alejandro? Yes, Alejandro. Hello. Alejandro, I want Anyone from Confucius? Very good. I can see a lot of hands raised. This boy is in the middle row. Both the boys, you can come and you can read. One of you can read the first paragraph, the second one can read the second paragraph, and the third paragraph can be read by a third child. So come forward. Yes, please come. Very good. I want you to start with the title. I want you to take the name of the poetess. Nowadays we don't have gender this thing, so instead of poetess, we will say the poet. Okay. Earlier we used to say actor, actresses. Now we only use the word actor. So earlier it was poet, poetess. Now we only use the word poet. Okay. So here, come on, and feel it. When you feel it, you love it, and you will see the miracle happening. You will understand it. It's very easy worded. Okay, and it goes in a flow. So who will read it? Those boys who came out from Aristotle or Confucius? I'm confused. So if you come from
Your
yes, very good. Start reading.
world is as big as you make it. I know, for I used to abide in the narrowest nest in a corner, my wings pressing close to my side.
Very. Next who will read? Very nice. Who will read now?
But I sighted the distant horizon where the skyline encircled the sea, and I throbbed with the burning desire to travel this immensity.
Very good. Next. Next.
I battered the cordons around me and settled my wings on breeze. Then soared to the uttermost reaches with rapture, with power, with ease.
Very nice. Okay. Thank you for coming out and reading the poem. Anybody else interested? Anybody else? Poetry, you cannot understand poetry in one reading. You always need, at least I feel, 2 to 3 readings. Okay. And when I was a student, then also I read it 2 to 3 times. As a teacher, also, I always feel that we read it too. Yes, I can see a little girl raising her hand. Please come out, Confucius. Aajo bache. Any other classroom? Volunteers who would like to come and read? I love reading. Okay, Descartes. There are a lot of talking going on and little attention. Okay, you can even read the poem on your own. You can start doing that also. Read the poem and find.
Your world,
Yes, read out.
your world is as big as you make it. I know, for I used to abide in the narrowest nest in a corner, my wings pressing close to my side. But I sighted the distant horizon when the skyline encircled the sea, and I robbed with a burning desire to travel this immensity. I batted the cordons around me and cradled my wings on the breeze, then soared to the uttermost reaches with rapture, with power, with ease.
Very good. I love your voice and the clarity. I love it. Very good. Very nice. So very good. See, when you come, you find something about yourself. Okay. So very good. Thank you, children, for coming out and reading. If there's one more volunteer, I would appreciate. Otherwise, we can begin with the poem. Any one more volunteer from any of the classrooms who would like to come and read this beautiful poem? Anyone? I can't see any hands raised. Aristotle, I can't see. Descartes. Descartes, middle row. The boys, 2 boys sitting on the first bench. Consistently talking. Okay? Continuous conversation going on. Anyone else who would like to read Emerson? Any boy or girl who volunteers? Alejandro? Okay, so nobody? Okay, that's bad. So here we are. Okay, this is this beautiful poem. You will see your world is as big as you make it. This particular sentence has a deep meaning. Just think in your head, what does it mean? And write your interpretation. Okay, Write your how you have thought this, what this means. That is your interpretation. Let's see if it matches with what I say then. Okay, write your interpretation. Please do. I know, for I used to abide. Now see, all the words whose meanings you are not very sure about, you can underline those words. Okay, and then we are going to discuss those words because they are so important. Okay, they are extremely important because they are going to make the meaning in the poem. Okay, here we are. This word, abide. What does narrowest nest means? This whole line, my wings pressing to, let me change the color here because this whole sentence is, sorry. I'll do it again. Okay. So here we are. We will think about the words. Okay. So you can think about abide, narrowest nest. Okay. Which are, what is horizon means here? What is skyline means here? Okay. We know what is skyline. Encircle the sea, throbbed. Okay. What is burning desire? Okay. Battered. Cordons. I'm sure these are the words even you want to look into. Okay. Cradle my wing. What does it mean? Uttermost reaches. With rapture, power, ease. Soared. Okay. And then we can just think of the lines. Your first line is very important. It gives out a big thing. Even this is like very important. Do you feel? Do you feel this? Okay, I think so. A classroom is a two-way conversation happening. Not one person talks. It's neither me who will continuously talk. I need answers and I need questions from you. So who will come and tell me? What have you understood of this first line? What do you think it means? I'm sure at least there are 50% of the students who have guessed it right because it's so easy. What is your world? Tell me. What is your world? Have you ever thought what your world is? आपकी क्या है आपकी दुनिया? और okay, you have read the whole poem. इसकी overall क्या meaning है मुझे बता दो. You can tell me in 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, whatever. I don't, and I'm telling you, 95% your answer will be right. Okay, and then we can better word it. That's all. Come on, who will tell me the answer? Nobody? That's bad. That's really not bad. Good. But so we need to have this courage to come out and speak. We never learn when we just sit and listen. That's not a way of learning. When you participate, you learn. And you learn for life. And it's easier. So I want you to participate. Deneth. Okay, the boy sitting on the first bench. On my right. Who's trying to hide his neck like an ostrich now. Yes. He's just moving down. ये छुप जाऊं कहीं. Okay, आजा बच्चे. First bench. आजा. Come. Now tell me, what do you mean here? Yes, beta. What have, after reading the poem 2-3 times, what did you understand about it? What is the poet want to tell? And why the poet? Like, what is the main theme of this poem? What? Yes? Nobody? Okay. Thank you, Bachchan. Now see, your world is as big as you make it. That means आप जितना बड़ी अपनी दुनिया बनाना चाहते हो हिंदी में उतनी बड़ी बनेगी. That means if you want to spread your wings, सच के wings नहीं है. Okay? You have abilities. You have potential. You have talent. If you are going to work on it and like, okay, you must be a very fast runner, but you never bothered. Okay, you run very fast, but you never trained yourself as an athlete. So that ability is now in a corner. You write well, but you never wrote. Okay, so that you might be very good in something. Oh, you have great art. You are artistic, but you never did anything about it. Okay, I can draw well. That's it. What to drawing, but you never learned anything about it. You never practiced. You never groomed yourself in that particular thing. You never honed your skills. What's going to happen? Nothing. Nobody will recognize you. Your natural ability to sing. Okay? तो अपना पोटेंशियल जब तुम पूरा नहीं एक्सप्लोर करते हो, अपनी एबिलिटीज को शार्पन नहीं करते हो, you don't sharpen your abilities, then what happens? You live in a very restricted area. Here it also means sometimes family pressure, social taboos. Okay, society accept नहीं करती certain things, like you want to be an actor, your parents say no, you can't be an actor. But if you never explore that field, you never know if you could be a great actor. Okay, or you could have taken up something. So same here. जो भी आपका potential है in the classroom, जो भी है, if you don't like, now I know you all love to speak, but nobody is coming forward. When you come forward and you speak, you will see our mind is something, the more we use, the more sharper it gets. And speaking is just a skill. It's a soft skill, very important skill. Okay, here. So here, I know for I used to abide. Abide here means, here it means live. Live. And actually abide also means, okay, follow. Like we say, kindly abide by the rules. That's what we say. Abide, follow the rules. Kindly abide the timeline. So, जो timeline है, abide it, follow it. So, abide का दो meaning है, but यहाँ पर क्या meaning है? Live. I know, for I used to abide in the narrowest nest in a corner. What does narrowest nest means here? Who will tell me? Narrowest nest. Anyone? What is narrowest nest? In a very confined space. एक tight जगह पे. Okay? Confined space. I can just write it here. So narrowest nest means confined. छोटी सी tight जगह पे. Now, this is not like, the real tight space. ये physical tight space नहीं है कि तुमको एक कोने में बिठाया हुआ है, एक पिंजरे में बंद करके. नहीं, something. But जब हमारा mind free नहीं होता, when our mind is not free, we live in a confined space. Because it is our mind which is the one which makes you bloom. When you're ready. When you're ready to bloom, it is your mind. So here, this is the narrowest nest. And this is also a literary device. Who will tell me which literary device it is? Which literary or poetic device? Narrowest nest. I know everybody knows this. ये सबसे easy literary device है. कौन सा है? Have you heard about the simile है, metaphor है, alliteration है, क्या है? What is it? Irony है, क्या है? What is it? Okay, so it is.
Excuse me, can I?
Yes, please.
It's an alliteration.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, beta. It is alliteration. So this is your literary device. It is alliteration. See, side by side we are doing this. But because literary alliteration, it starts the words which are in the same line and they start with the same sound. Okay, same sound. So n, narrowest n, and nest is n. So that is why it is that. Okay, yes. This line is very important. My wings pressing close by my side. Like मैं इतना tight हूँ अपनी life में. My wings are like this, pressing by my side. That means, see, when we feel free, when we have freedom, we always use. यहाँ पे metaphor use हो रहा है. कौन सा metaphor use हो रहा है poem में? Who has wings? Who has wings? Okay, so it is the bird. Bird. Okay, the whole poem is a metaphor. That means we are using a symbol of bird for our situation in life. कि हमारी situation life में कैसी है? Our situation is, so this is the word, and the first line is really very important. What is it? Is a metaphorical expression. Okay, you are in 8th and you should know this. This is, your world is as big as you make it. It is a metaphorical expression. Okay, it is an expression that tells you that okay, तुम अपनी लाइफ की जितनी लिमिट बढ़ा सकते हो, अपना पोटेंशियल एबिलिटी जितनी बना सकते हो बनाओ. अदरवाइज यू आर गोइंग टू लिव इन अ वेरी नैरो, वो बोलते हैं ना इन पंजाबी, खूदा डड्डू, वो बन जाओगे. Okay, if you will not spread your wings, not explore things, you will be khuda daddu. That is what this whole poem is telling you. That please hop out and see and explore and experience. Okay, so go out, explore, experience, and if you have some natural talents and abilities, unko sharpen karo, unko hone karo. Like, you know, these two words you can write down. Sharpen your abilities, sharpen. Okay, hone. These are two words. Okay, this is very important to hone your skills and sharpen your abilities. जो भी talents हैं तुम्हारे अंदर naturally, please go forward and do. Otherwise, nothing is going to happen. You're going to just sit like this. Okay, and it can be due to anything. Now see, if we see the situation, she was a black African woman, and this poem was written in the early 1900s. Okay, so possibly she was one of the child of a slave, and she was living in a very constrained society. A lot of things were denied to them, no education, nothing, and probably she fought out and she braved it and she took up the challenges. Okay, so here, so this whole paragraph, what does it say? Now see, there is a shift. First paragraph, second paragraph में आप देखोगे there is a shift. Suddenly the feelings have changed. But I sighted the distant horizon. Distant horizon. Horizon क्या होता है? मेरे को हिंदी का word नहीं आ रहा उसका. Can anyone help me? दूर दिखता है ना जो ऐसे, like you know, when you feel the land and the sea is meeting, वो क्या होता है? उसको क्या बोलते हैं? It's like, you know, it's in my mind. Yeah, please come forward. Yes, Butler, there are two girls who raised. Please come. क्षितिज बोलते हैं? I am not very sure. Who will come and help me? Anyone? Even one of the teachers can help me if I can't get the word of the horizon. Like basically, where we feel the earth and the sea are meeting, or the land and the sky is meeting. That is horizon. I think so. उसको क्षितिज बोलते हैं. Yes. क्षितिज बोलते हैं ना? हाँ. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for confirming, because I was a little hesitant. Okay. So yeah. So horizons. Okay. Distant. So she's saying suddenly she was in a narrow space, confined. उसके wings ऐसे चिपके हुए थे. Okay. And suddenly she saw horizon, distant horizon. We can also call it hope. Okay. Opportunities. Opportunities. Like opportunities. उसको ये दूर उसको hope दिखी, या उसको opportunities दिखी. where the skyline encircled the sea. Okay, so supposing this is the sea and this is the skyline. So it is like, encircling means usko aise cover kiya hua hai. So she saw, like, in a far distance, she saw hope. She saw some kind of, like, opportunities. And I throbbed. Throbbed is like, pulsating. Like हम बोलते हैं I have a throbbing headache. जब ऐसे ऐसे headache होती है ना, ऐसे ऐसे लगता है सिर में कुछ ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है. That is throbbing. Your heart throbbing. You know how your heart throbs? All the time. Dhak dhak, dhak dhak. So this is like, throbbing with a burning desire. Burning desire means a great urge. बहुत ज्यादा कोई चीज जब दिल चाहता है, like, great urge. Great urge to travel this immensity. Immensity means, immense means openness. So basically, what is this thing talking about? She saw hope, she saw opportunity, and then she had a desire to go and travel this immensity. Now, this is not your physical travel, okay? ये नहीं कि हाँ मैं वहाँ घूमने जा रहा हूँ. This is your mental travel. That means suddenly she freed herself from that confinement जो उसके mind में थी, and then she just wanted to spread her wings. Okay. Now see in the third paragraph, और ज्यादा changes in the feeling. Okay, here I battered. Battered होता है smashed. Smash. Battered is smashed. Okay. मतलब किसी चीज को हम कहते हैं ना, बिल्कुल उसको मार मार के उसका भरता बना दिया. That is battered. Okay. कोई भी चीज को मार मार के उसका भरता बना दो. That is battered. बिल्कुल ही smash कर दो. Cordons. Cordons are, like, they are limits. Like, when you're traveling interstate, कई बार तुम state से जा रहे होते, रास्ते में पुलिस ने कॉर्डन लगाया होता है, या कई बार एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है, there is an accident and then they don't allow you to go. They have put a ribbon, a tape, that is cordoned off area, or sometimes the army area where you are not, a limit. So there is a limit and you cannot overstep that limit. That is cordon. Okay, so she's saying I battered, smashed that cordons. All the things which were limiting her, which were not letting her do the things she wanted to, or which had encaged her, she smashed those limits around me and cradled my wings on the breeze. So what she did, she took her wings and she nursed her wings and she cradled them on the wings. She opened her wings. There is wind beneath her wings. Okay. And she took a flight. So when she took a flight, she soared. She soared. Soared is like, when you take a flight high up into the sky, soaring into the sky to the uttermost reaches, dur dur tak. Uttermost is far away. Okay. With rapture, rapture is happiness, joy. Okay. Power with courage and with ease, without any obstacles, without any struggles. Like, so basically, this whole poem says, open your mind to opportunities, hone your skills, your abilities, talents, and then see there is no limit to what you achieve. But if you will not open up, you will be confined in a cage, and all your talents and opportunities will be your wings sitting like this. So this is the whole crux of this poem. Okay. So basically, how many of you like this poem? How many of you? Very good. I can see a few hands raised. It's a beautiful way of expression. Very good, Aristotle. I can see a lot of children raising their hands. What about other classrooms? I'm sure you liked it, because this is, it is a beautiful poem, and it is like, you should like keep it with you and read it every day, so that it's like a motivation, very inspirational. Okay, so if you have written all this, I can move on to the next slide. Done it? Okay, exit. So we have already understood this whole paragraph. Now you will see what it actually meant. We will write down what it meant. Okay. So this paragraph, how did it start? How did it start and where did it end? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? अभी तो हमने पूरी पोएम कर ली, अब बताओ ये कौन से मूड में शुरू हुआ था? What was the mood when this started? Was it a happy mood? Was it a sad mood? What kind of mood was it? So this confinement. This whole paragraph started with confinement, narrowest nest, and limitation. Like there was a limitation. Okay, there was a limitation. Limit thi. The person could not go beyond that limit. Okay, what else can you tell about this thing? What does narrowest nest? We have already done. What does narrowest nest mean? Now who will tell me? Come out and tell me what is narrowest nest. Very good. I can see hands raised. Please, Aja. Yes. Confucius, I can see a hand raised. What is narrowest nest? It is not utilizing your talents. Okay. Yes. Very good. Butler, please come out. Aja, fatafat. Aja, the girls. Aja, please come.
Ma'am, confined space.
So now this space is a physical space or it is a mental space? See, जब हम बोलते हैं ये मेरे से नहीं हो सकता, this is very difficult, ये मुझसे नहीं होगा, तो ये वो वाली we are enclosing ourselves narrowness. Yes. Because
Ma'am, mental.
Yeah, it is very good. It is a mental confinement. You know, we always say everything is within us. Everything is within us. If we believe in ourselves, we will do well in life. If we don't believe in ourselves, we might not do. Because when we will not give ourselves a chance, okay, we will not explore anything. हम अपने आप को chance नहीं दे रहे, explore नहीं कर रहे, तो we will not do anything. We can't do anything. We can't help ourselves. So this is what it is. The narrowest nest here is your own mental cage. Your own mental cage, or like, you know, the pressure from society, the pressure from parents, the pressure from, like, you know, a lot of other places. Like, you know, okay, this is right, this is wrong, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, you know, this will upset you, this won't bring stability. But obviously, we can't take rash decisions also in life. We have to be mentally and emotionally and with your heart. Like, you know, we have to think clearly and make plans for life. We can't just go on wildly chasing some stupid wild dream. That also is not possible. Okay, don't do that. But at the same time, don't constrict yourself. Acha, yahi kar sakta hu. Okay, I can't go beyond this. Don't do that also. So this is basically this. Okay, so next is, let's go to the next paragraph. So now this next paragraph, but I cited the distant horizon. Okay, so as I told you, horizon here is your talents, your opportunities, all the opportunities. So this paragraph started on a different way. First one was, like, you know, sad, little depressed, confinement, limitation. That means some kind of struggles. Now, what is the second paragraph? What is the second paragraph? This is distant horizon, aspirations. Aspiration is what you aspire to do. What do you aspire? Like, what do you aspire to be? I aspire to be a doctor. I aspire to be a lawyer. I want to be a great farmer. I aspire to revolutionize agriculture. Okay. I aspire to be a soil scientist because kitni soil ki contamination ho rahi hai. And my mama, he was like a scientist, a soil scientist, and he has done wonders. He's very well known in agricultural field, and he was with the Pantnagar University, and then Jabalpur. He was a head of that place, and he has done really wonderful things with soil and water and agriculture, and he has done great. Okay, so here aspiration. And what else? So this is something you aspire, and this word desire. Okay, your desires should not be only materialistic things. मुझे ये phone चाहिए, मुझे ये गाड़ी चाहिए. They can be some kind of a motivation, but कोई internal motivation चाहिए for something more stable in life. Okay, these things don't mean much. मुझे बड़ी कोठी चाहिए. This is not the only desires you should have. The desire to be a person. Okay, that is what a person with like great, you can say, strength, courage. Okay, and so a mentor. So this, and we know what this is. So this is travel, this immensity. So this is here. This second paragraph changed the mood. It became aspiration and desire. Suddenly, a person who was confined could see no hope, did not dare to do anything. Suddenly, that person now wanted to see a different life. Okay, so here we are. Please write down, then move on to the next one. Okay, here we go to the next one. Now, what do you think the third paragraph is now? It says a different story. The narrative have changed here. The narrative in the first one, narrative means जो बोल रहे हैं हम. The first thing जो भी narrative था, जो भी story थी, changed. In the second one, it changed. Now in the third one, total change. Okay. So what is this? How is the narrative changed here? Break from restraints. Break. Battered the cordons. Like, जो भी मेरे आगे पीछे limits थी, जो भी मैंने खुद बनाई हुई थी या society की थी या whatever, or my mind had whatever mental blocks I had gone, I broke them. Okay, breaking the barriers. Breaking the So you are breaking the barriers, battered the cordons. I told you what is the areas are cordoned off. जैसे आपने देखा होगा कभी एक्सीडेंट होता है तो पुलिस ने वहां पे एक लगाया होता है, टेप लगाई होती है. Okay, so that is cordoned off. Army areas are cordoned off. Some areas, like some incident happens. Some areas where you can't even see when you're making a road. Road repair चल रही होती है. So they put stuff and they put the tapes. It's cordoned off. Okay, so that is. So battered, I told you, smashed. किसी चीज को मार मार के उसका भरता बना देना. Okay, so that is it. So here, breaking the barriers. So once you have done, you have broken the barriers and cradle my wings. What do you mean by cradle my wings? Okay. Cradle my wings here is take flight. Okay. अपने सपनों की उड़ान भरना, like in Hindi. So here you have like cradle your wings. You have like, put the air beneath them, and you have flown to far off lands to explore opportunities, to experience opportunities. Why? Like a lot of us go to other countries, okay? Because we want to explore opportunities for a better life. So this is what it is, okay? So it is like finding power. Finding power. कोई कितना मर्जी. So cradle your my wings is like you have found power. कौन सी power है? The breeze, that you can now fly. And all this is metaphorical. ये आपको एक पूरी metaphorical, the whole poem is metaphorical. Okay, it is through some other way, it is explaining you a very important life situation. वो life situation क्या है? When people will not go after their dreams, when people will not understand their dreams, they will not even realize they have dreams. Okay, and then once they see what they can do in life, they will build that thing, that strength to break themselves free and then move out. So this is what it is. So we have done the three, and you have this whole thing. So you can write down what is the theme. Theme is something on what this whole poem is written about. So it can have multiple themes, it can have single theme, but this poem has multiple themes. Okay, then it has a message, and I will say the first line is the best message of this poem, that your world is as big as you make it. And then the third is like, whatever you feel. So just write down these, and next class we'll continue with this beautiful poem. And I'm very hopeful that you will all be speaking, and I'm not hearing my own voice all the time. I want to hear everybody talking. Okay, talking means sharing and discussions. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the poem as much as I enjoyed. Okay, it is poetry is something which stimulates our aesthetics. Aesthetics is the intellectual mind. So thank you. Have a good day, everyone.